Hi. How you doing? It's Thursday afternoon. Not never real sunny out. Don't necessarily need these, but I tell you what. One of the things I was really looking forward to this year was the chance to play softball on one of the church softball teams. Oh, baby, I was looking forward to that. Well, can't get out there on the ball field myself, but I can tell you a ball story. I got a good one for you. Let me share it with you here. Hang on a second. Let me get closer to you. I want to share this. It's a baseball story, not softball, but it's a good one. Let me tell you about this, okay? At a fundraising dinner for a school that serves learning disabled children, the father of one of the school students delivered a speech that would never be forgotten by all that attended. After extolling the school and its dedicated staff, he offered a question. Everything God does is done with perfection. Yet my son Shay cannot learn things as other children do. He cannot understand things as other children do. Where is God's plan reflected in my son? Well, the audience was quieted by the question. But the father continued, I believe that when God brings a child like Shay into the world, an opportunity to realize the divine plan presents itself, and it comes in the way people treat that child. Then he told the following story. Shay and his father had walked past a park where some boys Shay knew were playing baseball. Shay asked, Do you think they will let me play? Now, Shay's father knew that the boys would not want him on their team, but the father understood that if his son was allowed to play, it would give him a much needed sense of belonging. Well, Shay's father approached one of the boys on the field and asked if Shay could play. The boy looked around for guidance from his teammates, but getting none, he took matters into his own hands and said, Well, we are losing by 6 runs and the game is in the 8th inning. I guess he can be on our team and we'll try to put him up to bat in the 9th inning. Well, in the bottom of the 8th inning, Shay's team scored a few runs, but was still behind by 3. At the top of the 9th inning, Shay put on a glove and played in the outfield. Although no hits came his way, he was obviously ecstatic just to be on the field, grinning from ear to ear as his father waved to him from the stands. On the bottom of the 9th inning, Shay's team scored again. Now with 2 outs and the bases loaded, the potential winning run was on base. Shay was scheduled to be the next at bat. Would the team actually let Shay bat at this point and give away their chance to win the game? Surprisingly, Shay was given the bat. Everyone knew that a hit was all but impossible because Shay didn't even know how to hold the bat properly, much less connect with the ball. However, as Shay stepped up to the plate, the pitcher moved a few steps in toward home plate in order to lob the ball in softly so Shay could at least be able to make contact. The first pitch came and Shay swung clumsily and missed. The pitcher again took a few more steps forward to toss the ball softly toward Shay. As the pitch came in, Shay swung at the ball and actually hit it. He hit a slow ground ball to the pitcher. The pitcher picked up the soft grounder and could easily have thrown the ball to the first baseman. Shay would have been out, and that would have ended the game. Instead, the pitcher took the ball and threw it on a high arc to right field, far beyond the reach of the first baseman. Everyone started yelling, "Shea, run to first, run to first." Never in his life had Shea ever made it to first base. He scampered down the baseline, wide-eyed and startled. Everyone yelled, "Run to second, run to second." Well, by the time Shea was rounding first base, the right fielder had the ball. Now, he could have thrown the ball to the second baseman for a tag, but the right fielder understood what the pitcher's intentions had been. So he threw the ball high and far over the third baseman's head. Shea ran towards second base as the runners ahead of him deliriously circled the bases towards home. As Shea reached second base, the opposing shortstop ran to him, turned him in the direction of third base, and shouted, "Run to third!" As Shea rounded third, the boys from both teams were screaming, "Shea, run home!" Shea ran home, stepped on home plate, and was cheered as the hero for hitting a grand slam and winning the game for his team. That day, the father said softly with tears now rolling down his face, that day the boys from both teams helped bring a piece of the divine plan into this world. You know, sometimes people do surprisingly thoughtful and generous things. Sometimes we are startled by the overwhelmingly kind-hearted and unselfish actions of individuals who wouldn't have given that we probably wouldn't have given that much credit to. My heart rejoices to hear of the considerate behavior of the boys on this ball field. What a thrill to know of this kind of rare courage to give the gift of love to someone else as these boys did. The father said that these boys knew his son Shea, so they were aware of his unique needs, and they all recognized the value in being part of a group that provided him with the experience of a lifetime. But I am convinced that they never would have anticipated that their kind-hearted behavior that day would touch people's hearts and teach valuable lessons to thousands and thousands for years to come as they heard this story. That's because they weren't doing it to be a model for others. They weren't showing Shea unconditional love because they wanted to be an illustration for adults to hear about. They didn't touch Shea's life in a special way that day because they knew his father would brag about it to others and about their compassion. They did it because they had hearts that were sensitive to others. They did it because they recognized the importance of loving all people, including people who didn't have the same opportunities that they had. They didn't judge or evaluate Shea on different terms, but they identified with him, sympathized with him, and understood how much it would mean to him to be able to play ball with his friends. And they recognized a little bit more. They knew that getting a chance to hit a game-winning grand slam would probably never come to Shea again in this life. And they realized that their worth and value on that day wasn't in being the victors. It wasn't in hitting a walk-off home run or scoring the winning run in the final inning of the game. It was in sacrifice. Their joy was found in sacrificing for someone else. They all realized they had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity on that ball field that day. On that day, each of these boys became part of God's divine plan to encourage and nurture the soul of one of his beloved children. And my guess would be that Every single one of them has never forgotten the joy and the satisfaction that they felt in sharing that special moment with Shay. I believe they will forever remember with great fondness how it feels to know that they gave of themselves on that afternoon. And it will continue to inspire them to think of others as more important than themselves, more important than the outcome of an intense game of ball, more important than their own athletic pride and success. See, they will always know a greater delight, a deeper gratification, a truer pleasure, and a more godly sense of pride. They will always have a treasure worth more than any kind of trophies or awards this world ever offers. You know, in Luke chapter 6 and verse 38, it says, "Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap." The amount you give, it says, will determine the amount you get back. And in Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 2, we find these words about Jesus Christ. It says, "Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." It says Jesus endured the cross because of the joy set before him. What was the joy set before Jesus? It was the joy of knowing all the people that would be saved from sin, rescued from hell, and brought into a relationship with him. Jesus was able to go to the cross because of you and me, because he knew the joy he would have in being our Savior and having us in his family. Do you want to know true joy and delight? Do you want to feel what godly gratification can do for your soul? Find someone to bless today. Give out of your own life to others around you. And be sensitive to those you know who might benefit from a special effort on your part to give up your own success and provide it to someone else. Hey, listen, we're excited about being able to start a little bit to get back together again. So keep listening, keep paying attention to announcements and messages, and you will get to spend some time together. Remember that you are loved. Remember that you are missed very much. And remember that you are prayed for every single day. And that's as true as can be. You are prayed for every day. We look forward to getting together with you soon. So keep paying attention. In the meantime, have a great Thursday afternoon and evening. The weekend is not too far away. So enjoy today, and the weekend will get here soon. God bless your Thursday. Thanks for joining me today. I will talk with you again tomorrow. Bye.